Hi guys, so these are the cards that I'm using for the weekly reading, the 21st of October through to the 27th of October 2019. So that's Monday the 21st through to Sunday the 27th of October. What cards am I using? I'm using for the week ahead check-in, what I'm using is the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin. I'm also using the Urban Tarot. This is it's a deck that I've had for a few months actually. It's more a kind of, I don't know what they call it. It's not so much based on the Rider-Waite, I think. I think it's based on something like, do they call it the Pip or the Marseille, something like that? But it's not based on, it's not particularly Rider-Waite, I don't think it's based on. But yeah, it's by Robin Scott. Beautiful deck. We're going to use this today. Usually I just read, if I don't read kind of Rider-Waite, I just read intuitively what I see. And we also use the Grand Tarot Luxe by Ciro Marchetti, definitely one of my favourites. And advice comes from the Art of Life deck by Charlene Livingston. Okay, for your work and your love reading, we use the Dark Mansion Tarot as usual, and we're going to be using a lot of these for the thumbnails. And also for your advice for both your work and your love and also your finance, we use the Tea Leaf Fortune Tarot cards, but we're using the Astral House cards from this deck. We are going to use perhaps some of the cards, the normal tea leaf cards underneath those, but we'll also probably use the answer deck as well underneath some of those Astral House cards. All right, that's it guys. Enjoy your reading. Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. Just to let you know how the reading's going to go, we do your weekly check-in first. Then we have a look at more specifically your work, stroke finance, and we also have a look at your love life during the week. If you'd like to see a particular reading, so if you'd like to only look at your work reading or only your love reading or maybe just the general reading, timestamps are below. So you just click on the time and it will take you straight through to the reading that you want to view. I'd like to say, guys, thanks ever so much for joining me this week for your reading. And yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy. Okay, Taurus, hi there. Let's have a look at who you guys are for the week. You are showing us, oh nice, Four of Swords. Well, you know, the Four of Swords means to be at peace as far as I'm concerned as a reader. It can mean many things. It depends on what the reason is for it, which is in this card here. But for me, the Four of Swords Taurus is all about taking time out sometimes to review, to contemplate, and sometimes you do. So sometimes it might be this week that some of you guys are taking a bit of time out with that Four of Swords to collect your thoughts, to review a situation. With that Four of Swords energy, it could be for some of you guys that you have resigned yourself to a situation, because the Four of Swords means to resign, it means to surrender, it means to kind of accept. Resignation and surrender is all about acceptance. So you might have accepted a situation with the Four of Swords this week. Some of you guys might be healing in a situation as well, because the Four of Swords indicates the words recovery and healing as well. What's the reason for this? The Ace of Swords is reversed. Okay, I don't think it's either of those things. I think that you are, well, I think two things. I think number one, you're accepting that something is a lie. Ace of Swords reverse is the liar card, okay? So it's one of the meanings of the Ace of Swords in the reverse is where somebody's not telling you the truth. And I think somebody hasn't been telling you the truth. So I think that some of you guys, you're resigning yourself to not getting the truth from someone, or you're accepting that somebody's not telling you the truth, or they're lying to you maybe with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Some of you guys might be withdrawing from a lie. You might be kind of like, I don't want to deal with any of this type of shit. If this person's lying to me, if they're not telling me the truth, Ace of Swords in the reverse, therefore I'm going to resign from this. I'm going to let it go. What is your goal for the week? Your goal is oh my God, you've got the Ace of Swords in the upright. It's to get the truth, isn't it? So you had Ace of Swords twice. You had it here through the Tarot Grand Luxe, and you had it here. I forgot to mention, I said in this area here on the cards that I've used place that I was using the Urban Tarot. I'm not using the Urban Tarot in this place, in this area here. I'm actually using a new deck that I got on the weekend, which is the Golden Wheel Tarot for this, okay? So we've got the Ace of Swords through here. So your goal is to get the truth. That's what it is. I think that some of you guys are accepting that somebody's not telling you the truth. You've resigned yourself to somebody not telling you the truth. Okay, some of you guys want to withdraw from someone who's not telling you the truth. Either way, your goal is to get the truth. It is to get the truth. And therefore, I think that this isn't about you withdrawing from someone. I think this is about you accepting that somebody hasn't told you the truth. And that's why your goal is to get the truth from this individual. What is the obstacle you need to overcome? Now, in this area, Taurus, 2 cards came out. What is the obstacle you need to overcome? So the first card is the 9 of Pentacles showing here. So the 9 of Pentacles could be money. 9 of Pentacles, often when this shows up, it's gaining as well. It's gaining something. What's the next card? What is this? The Star. So the 9 of Coins. The obstacle you need to overcome is gaining. The Star is clarity. For me, this is kind of gaining clarity. I know it sounds weird and it's a bit of a word, a play on words, but the 9 of Coins is all about gaining. It's gaining with the 9 of Coins. When you get the 9 of Coins, it's a gain card. So this is gaining. And the Star is clarity, honesty with the 9 of Coins, with the Star energy. The Star energy is about something that is being cleansed here, healed when you get the Star energy. So maybe this is something, and it's also to do with, what's the word that I'm looking for? Exploitation, or somebody who's exploiting something. Now, you'll notice on this Star energy, she's not naked. So usually naked people on cards indicate exposure. But nevertheless, the Star energy is exposure. Is this money? Is the obstacle somebody exposing or showing you the money? Because I think this might be something to do with money or property or assets. And it could be somebody who is showing you, exposing, making it clear with that Star energy in terms of something to do with their resources. I think somebody's hiding how much they've got from you, Taurus. That's what I think is happening here. Because the 9 of Coins is all about your assets. It's about your self-worth. So it's about your personal worth, your personal money. How much money do I have? How much am I worth with the 9 of Coins energy? How rich am I? How much have I got in the bank? And for me, the Star energy is all about exposing that, shining a light on that. Because there are cards that indicate shining a light, and that's cards like Moon, Hermit can be one, and also the Star is definitely another. So I think the obstacle you need to overcome is somebody who is shining a light on maybe this 9 of Coins, the money, how much they've got. So somebody exposing, telling you, making it clear exactly how much they do have personally. This could be something like you're married to someone and someone's not telling you stuff about the bank account, how much they've got in the bank account, how much they've stashed away, because you've resigned yourself with the 4 of Swords that somebody's not telling you the truth. So you're absolutely adamant, I think, Taurus, with that 4 of Swords, that you're being lied to with the Ace of Swords reverse, and your goal is to get the truth. Ace of Swords in the upright, that's reversed. That's why you're resigned, you're accepting. You absolutely 100% believe with that 4 of Swords that somebody is not telling you the truth, and your goal is to get, that's the Ace of Swords reverse, your goal is to get the Ace of Swords in the upright, the truth. So you say, no, they're not telling me the truth on this. And my goal for the week is to get them to tell me the truth. The problem is it might be a little bit tricky because your obstacle is somebody shining a light on how much they have, what their personal worth is, how much money they've got. That's the problem. What could you be achieving by the end of the week? Well, the 4 of Cups is what you could be achieving by the end of the week. It's interesting. The 4 of Cups is an achievement card, but it might be, sometimes when you get the 4 of Cups, you've got to reconsider something that you didn't consider before. So what you might be achieving by the end of the week is the ability to reconsider, maybe looking at this in a different way. But also, I mean, look, he's got 4 cups around him. And each of these cups, I don't think that any one of, no, they are full. They've got water in them. But there's a lot of options here. I know that we don't have to read the 4 of Cups as options, but this to me looks like abundance. There's lots of options for abundance, or it's almost like this, what you could be achieving is the 4 cups. So rather than 1 cup, one gift or one thing, because this is abundance. Ace of Cups is abundance, but you've got abundance times 4. It almost feels like you're like, oh my God, they've just given me loads of stuff and I don't know what to do with it. So I just feel that you could be achieving by the end of the week a lot of abundance from this individual. Maybe this person's finally deciding to cough up the money to you. Maybe they're deciding to give you the money, because I think they're trying to hide that they've got money. I think this person doesn't want to shed how much money they've got, but it might be with this particular 4 of Cups, and in the train of the story, because this is a positive area being the 4 of Cups, and we've got 4 cups that all have water in them. So there's an abundance here. This isn't just the ace, this is 4 aces. So you could be achieving 4 aces. Success in the matter. 4 aces, or a hell of a lot of abundance from whoever it is that's hiding what they've got. What do you need to avoid? The Emperor. So I thought that you need to avoid being quite forceful and being really dictatorial with the Emperor energy. I think that you need to avoid trying to kind of instigate rules and lay down boundaries around this person, because I feel that if you poke the bear, it's going to be worse for you. So it might be that you achieve this 4 aces, the 4 of cups, the 4 ace of cups, so the 4 aces I call it on this card. Huge abundance and success through that 4 of cups in the matter by not being so dictatorial, so forceful with the Emperor energy. Because the Emperor energy is all about being forceful, willful, dictatorial, determined, laying down rules and regulations and saying you must adhere to this. Maybe you need to avoid trying to get them to sign something, because there's loads of papers and pens and signatures and stuff, you know. You need to avoid that maybe with the Emperor energy showing here, because the Emperor is all about asserting oneself. So maybe you need to avoid being too assertive and too forceful in the matter in terms of getting the truth. What do you need to embrace? Well, you need to embrace the King of Coins energy. I think that you're going to accomplish what you want, Taurus. And actually, funny enough, that's you, isn't it? Taurus is a King of Coins. King of Coins will represent a Taurus person. Astrologically, this is Taurus. I think you're going to get the money. Embrace that you are going to get what you want. See the King of Coins, he's got the money. He's got the big money. He's accomplished what he set out to do. So embrace that you're going to accomplish what you set out to do, and you're actually going to get the money or whatever it is that you're looking for. I personally think for some of you guys this is about money, and I think somebody's hiding money from you, and I think you've been trying to get the truth from them. I think this might be a partner, someone you're married to, or someone you've been in a long-term relationship with. Could also be a work partner or a colleague, but this is someone you know, and this is someone, I don't know whether they owe you money. It doesn't feel like they owe you money, but it feels to me like they should be giving you the money, but they're being mean and they're not giving you the money. What do you need to who could support you in this situation? The 9 of Cups. If you need help or advice, go to the 9 of Cups energy. I don't actually feel that this is a person. Well, it could be. If you wanted to get support, just go to someone who can make you laugh. Go to someone who makes you feel happy. This is why I don't know how serious this is. I mean, it might be quite serious for some of you guys. But also it could be just putting on a brave face yourself. If you need advice or support, then just especially if it's just support, just put on a brave face. Just put on a happy face. Just act like nothing, it's not affecting you that badly. That type of thing with the 9 of Cups energy. The 9 of Cups energy, when you want supportive advice, you can go to maybe a gathering or friends or that type of thing. So this 9 of Cups represents gatherings, all right? So it might be if you need supportive advice, go somewhere where you've got friends who can do that. Go out to lunch, go out to dinner, spend time with family, spend time with people that you like, where you can get that support. There's nothing legal here in this card as far as I'm concerned with the 9 of Cups, but it is about supportive, happy energy. Surround yourself with happy, supportive people, because I just feel that on this reading, Taurus, like somebody is literally trying to hide something from you. Do you see what I mean? Because you've resigned yourself with that 4 of Swords to somebody who's lying. You've resigned yourself. You've said, no, I believe 4 of Swords energy that somebody is lying to me, and I am determined by the end of the week to get the truth. The only obstacle is this person will not shed a light, the star energy, on how much they are personally worth, on how much their assets are worth, and how much they've got in the bank. But by the end of the week, it might be that you have an abundance of opportunities made with the Ace of Cups to get what you want, or it could be with the Ace of Cups you hold all the aces in your hand. For example, with those Ace of Cups, 4 Ace of Cups sat there, or that you're given an abundance of stuff and you're like, oh, wow, well, I didn't expect this. I thought they weren't going to give me anything. And suddenly, whoa, my cup is really overflowing 4 times over. You need to avoid being dictatorial, being really pushy, being really forceful with that Emperor energy, laying down boundaries and rules and regulations to this person, basically forcing them to admit the truth to you. And you need to embrace that you are the king. You're going to get what you want because you're Taurus, King of Coins, with hard work and effort. And this might be also the other thing with the King of Coins, funnily enough, is that it takes time for him to build this. So what you might need to kind of avoid is being forceful. you know, and kind of just saying, you know, you need to tell me how much money you've got. How much do you hold in the bank? I'm forcing you to do this. You need to sign something, or you need to kind of, you know, you need to tell me now. You know, I'm laying down the rules and regulations, i.e. I'm walking out if you don't tell me, that type of thing with the Emperor energy. You need to kind of avoid doing that. And you need to embrace that this is more of a process. Because the King of Coins, and you are the King of Coins, Taurus, when the King of Coins builds, and when he's, the reason, you know how he's done this? Now, I've never planted seeds in a field, Taurus, but I sure as hell know that when you are looking to have a healthy crop with a, you know, in terms of what the King of Coins does, because he's worked from the Page of Coins up to the King. Now, to go from a Page of Coins and to arrive at a King, it takes time. Because you've got to learn what you're doing. You've got to build on the knowledge with that Knight of Coins energy. You've got to be able to nurture the land with the Queen of Coins energy. And then you arrive at the King, where you have it all. You know, you've got a healthy crop because there was lots of work put in. So you've got to embrace, instead of trying to force this person to tell you shit, this is a process. You've got to kind of nurture this person into telling you shit. And then you get what you want. Because he's the nurturer. Queen of Coins, King of Coins, they're nurturers. They work hard. How do you think he got what he wanted here? He planted the seeds. He didn't just plant it and leave it. He watered those seeds. He looked after those seeds. He made sure that, you know, that they were planted at the right time of year. So he had a chance to have a healthy crop by a certain time. He really did plan everything to the last, sorry about that, he planted everything to the last minute detail. This is a very detailed king, is the King of Coins energy. You don't just end up rich. You don't just end up accomplishing stuff by doing nothing. You know, he's not a lazy king. Remember, coins represent workers. In fact, when the coin cards were devised, when they were doing tarot, these were often seen as the farmers, you know, the domestic staff. They were seen as being, I think it's the proletariat to the swords bourgeoisie, as it were. So the sword people are actually of high birth, high breeding. They are lords, they are ladies, they are kings, they are queens, they are countesses, they are marquises, they are those types of people, you know, they are nobility. The sword people are the nobility, these are the workers, right? So with a King of Coins, Taurus, you have to embrace it. You're going to have to work on this person. This is going to be a process. You can't just go bolding in there and expecting this person to give you all the information. You need to seduce them into giving you the information, and it's going to be a process, and it might take a certain amount of time, but in the end, you'll get what you want. If you put the work in, you'll get the reward out. But don't think you can just get it by being, you know, brash and, you know, bouldering in there and forcing someone to give you that information, because it's probably not going to happen. If you need support, just go to people that you have a good time with, because it looks like you need to kind of blow off a bit of steam anyway. Let's have a quick look at the advice through the art of life. Okay, so Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Taurus on this reading? What is the advice that you have for Taurus on this reading? The advice is King of Swords. I just mentioned the King of Swords. Right, the great virtue is the real courage to face facts and live beyond them. So, and you're already doing it, you know, because that's what the King of Swords does. He faces the facts, and he takes what his knowledge and he makes it work for him. And that's what you're doing here. You're taking the knowledge that you are determined to find by the end of the week with that Ace of Swords. Though I don't think it's going to be the end of the week that you get all of this information. You might do, but remember, the obstacle is this person doesn't want to shed a light. It's not reverse, but your obstacle is this person shedding a light on the money that they've got. They're holding money. They're holding money. They're hiding money. That's what they're doing. And that's why you've resigned yourself to the person being a liar, because they're hiding the asset, the resources, the money that they've got. They're hiding it. And the obstacle is you getting them to open up with that start. You're getting them to shed a light on how much money they're holding. Okay. And that's brilliant, because what happens here then is, because you need to embrace that this is going to be a process, you being the King of Coins, you're going to have to nurture it. You're going to have to kind of really work on this individual to get what you want. And this is the process. It's not going to be where you can just charge in like a bull, like the Emperor. Though he's a ram, you know, Aries, he's still kind of very bully. And that's funny. It's a play on words, because you are the bull. So you can't just rush in. And he's very bull-like when he wants to be. Even though he's represented by the ram, he can be very bull-like. So you can't just go, you know, bouldering in, Taurus, like the bull that you are. You've got to nurture it. You've got to seduce it to get that information, because then you get what you want, you see. And the advice is, the great virtue is the real courage that you have, that you are facing these facts, because you've resigned yourself to somebody who's not telling you the truth. So you are facing the facts, and what you're doing is you're living beyond that. And the brilliant thing is that living beyond it with whoever this person is saying, you know what, I still got to get on with them. You know, this isn't about kind of sulking and throwing your baby out with the bathwater. It's sort of saying, I know this person is lying, but I've got to do the King of Coins, you see. I've got to seduce them. I've got to work on them. And this might take a bit of time for them to open up and tell me the truth about how much money they've got. But if I want the money, I've got to play it smart, which is what the King of Coins does. I've got to play it smart. So if I'm going to play it smart, I'm going to have to live beyond the fact that I know that this person is a lying bastard. Basically, I've got to live beyond that. I've got to get on with them, despite the fact that they're lying to my face. So you just got to be smart. Be smart and be strategical. Don't go bouldering in like the bull that you are. Be smart, okay? Be smart. If you work smartly, Taurus, you'll get what you want. If you don't work smart, you ain't going to get shit. All right, let's get on. We're going to do your work reading. Bear with me. Okay, Virgo, so this is your work reading. Let's have a look. So for work, we've got the Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins is where you're securing something. This can be, you know, a secure environment. This can be a secure job. This can be, you know, a long-term contract. But also tends mean the ending of cycles, okay? This is fulfilling something on an earthly basis with the Ten of Coins energy. Let's have a look. But this is also a very secure and stable working environment. And this might be something to do with working in a very secure and stable working community. Because the tens represent, especially when it's the Ten of Coins or the Ten of Pentacles, sorry, Ten of Pentacles or the Ten of Cups, that's a secure environment, a secure community, because they represent communities, these Pentacles and Cup energy showing up here. You've got two tens. You've got two tens. There's definitely changes afoot because you've got two tens. Tens mean the ending of cycles, so you've got changes here. I feel that some of you guys, what I'm getting here is that you've had enough of this. There's a lot of pressure here. Some of you guys, it might be that there's a lot of pressure to complete the Ten of Coins, some work here, because the Ten of Coins can be the work completion card. Two cards that could indicate completing a job or completing work, or even a few cards really. Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. They all kind of represent the completion of a job, okay, or completion of a project. And it might be there's a real struggle here to complete a project, or there is an ending cycle happening with those tens. Strength, the need to have strength though. I feel that there is probably for some of you guys, this is how it feels for me, even though we've got ending of cycles with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, I don't always read tens in that way. It just matters to me how it looks. It just feels here some of you guys are really struggling, either within a community of people within the workplace, or you're struggling to complete projects within the workplace. And I feel that you're going to have strength this week amidst that with the strength energy, all right? However, you might also have very strong support from others as well with that Six of Wands energy. Knight of Wands energy to carry on going, to carry on moving forward with that Knight of Wands energy. But I can't ignore that even though some of you guys have strong support within your work, it might also be that you are ready with that Knight of Wands energy for some big changes with the Ten of Coins and the Ten of Wands as well. What else do we have here? Taurus, we've got the Justice energy here. So justice for me is all about making important decisions. All right, some of you guys are making a decision. Some of you guys want to go back to education. I can't think that you would want to go back, or you want to go back to an easier job. The trouble is the Page of Coins, when it comes to work, it's either that you're on a lower amount of money, or you're at an entry-level job, or you might be studying as a part of a job, for example, because he's a student. The Four of Cups. I get the impression some of you guys have made a decision that you want to go back to college maybe. I think that you're bored with what you do. So therefore I'm going to call this and I'm going to say for some of you guys, I think here that you guys are ready with that Knight of Wands for big change. Ten of Coins, Ten of Wands energy here, all right? Even though, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the people probably that you work with, Taurus, because it feels like you've got very strong support. Six of Wands is supportive energy. Six of Wands is where people like you, they respect you, you know, they've got a lot of time for you, and people put you in a high place of esteem. So I feel that though you've got very strong support with that strength in the Six of Wands, I do feel with the Knight of Wands energy showing here, Taurus, that you are ready for those big changes. I just feel that some of you guys have like said to yourself, you know what, I've done as much as I can do with that Ten of Coins in this work, and it's becoming a real burden here. And I'm making a decision now that maybe I either need to look at a new job with the Page of Coins energy, or I need to maybe go back to study or something like that because I'm really bored with the job that I do. The Four of Cups energy showing up here. The Lovers, you might be bored with the job, for example, and you might be bored. So to me, this just looks like you're bored with the job, but also the Lovers, you might be bored with the people around you as well. There might be something to do with love as well. We got the Lovers and the, oh, right, we got two Page energies. Page energies are competition, competing for love. All right, I think there's a few things going on in work, to be perfectly honest with you, Taurus. I think number one, some of you guys could be struggling to complete a project. You're going to need to have strength and patience this week. You will have strong support coming in with the Knight of Wands. For some of you guys, I feel that though you have very strong support within work, a lot of people like you, I feel that you are now ready for a new beginning. 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. I think some of you guys have made a decision that you either want to go back to college maybe, or you just want to look at something completely new, or maybe you've made a decision, I want to set my own business up or something like that. I'm really bored with the laboriousness of this work with the 10 of Wands energy. I'm also really bored with kind of this competitive energy. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles energy, or I'm really fed up at having to compete maybe. Two pages mean competition for someone's love. So maybe there's an amalgamation of things going on here for some of you guys, okay? Some of you guys, it might be, you know, I'm ready to leave this job. Maybe you're struggling to learn the job. Maybe learning the job is not so easy with that 10 of Wands and the Page of Cups. And maybe you're just bored with the mundanity of the job as well, for example, because this is very traditional, very normal job is the 10 of Coins. There's nothing really that interesting about it. And it might be some of you guys are really bored with the mundanity of the job, 10 of Coins energy. It's a real slog. It's a real chore to get out of bed every day and look interested in the job with that Page of Coins as well. And you've just made a decision, you know, I really want to do something new here because I'm really bored with the mundanity of the job. Two cards indicating laboriousness and boredom, struggle, 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups showing up there. Some of you guys having the strength, 6 of Wands energy, to go out there, put yourself out there, put yourself forward, send your CV, your resume off, put yourself forward. Here I am, Knight of Wands energy showing up here. I do feel though that some of you guys in work though have real competition for the affections of an individual here. And if you look here, 2 pages means competing for the affections of another. This person here in the middle is the person that you're competing for. I wouldn't be surprised if you're one of these girls, Taurus. I wouldn't be surprised if you're one of these girls and you're competing for the affections of this individual here. And some of you guys are really fed up of doing that. And it might be that you're saying, well, I'm ready now for a real change here because this relationship isn't working out. I'm dealing with a douchebag. I've got girls competing for this person I like that. I just feel that you're fed up with, you know, the mundanity and also probably just office politics or something like that. Let's have a look at what the advice is on your career. Universe Spirit, what's the advice you have for Taurus and their career, please? What's the advice that you have for Taurus and their career? The advice is there's a fair grey-haired woman here. The truth. You're going to find out the truth about a fair grey-haired woman here. Okay. Happiness. Okay. Truth and happiness. Okay. This could be you finding your truth and happiness this week in terms of career showing up here. But you have the wisdom to remain patient here. The wisdom to remain patient. So I think that usually when we get these fair grey-haired people, or brown-haired people, sometimes it's just representing a person. So I just feel that this is you finding the truth with the truth card, where your happiness lies in terms of work, okay? But some of you guys have the wisdom that you need to be patient showing up here, okay? Because there may be doubts at this moment about moving for some of you guys showing up here, okay? I feel that some of you guys, if this is kind of like you've got problems because you've got competition around somebody that you really like in your workplace, then I feel that some of you guys are hoping that the jealousy that you feel here, it's going to kind of blow out with that candle. Okay, it's going to disappear. All right, let's have a quick look at what's going on in terms of your wealth very quickly before we do love very quickly here. God, these readings take like forever to do. Sorry, guys, but it's just, you know, I try and be as thorough as I can on a reading. I don't like rushing stuff. I just like to make sure that it's decent and that it's of quality for the person that's looking at it. Okay, let's have a quick look at your wealth. What do you see for wealth for Taurus? What do you see coming in for wealth for Taurus? Show me in 3 cards this week. Some of you guys are feeling quite vulnerable, or you are vulnerable. There's a brown-haired woman showing here. You might be vulnerable to a brown-haired woman showing up here. Spiritual, a spiritual brown-haired woman. Make sure you don't spend your money on a quack. I'm not saying people that, I'm spiritual myself. I think many tarot readers are spiritual. But that woman here, you know, some of you guys, it might be, oh, I think I'll pay for a tarot reading online. You know, one of these online websites that it says, oh, we can read your future, pay us, blah, 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 blah. That could be a brown spiritual woman. That could be somebody here, you know, that you go online to and you pay for a reading because she's spiritual and you're losing your money. I think it's saying don't lose your money to somebody who's not as spiritual or not as honest as, yeah, spiritual communication. So spiritual communication. This looks like some, and it sounds weird, but it looks like you're spending your money on someone who's you're spiritually communicating with, and this person might just be giving you a whole load of shit. All right, a whole load of claptrap. Okay, a whole load of claptrap. Okay, so you know, I would be careful. I just think in essence, be careful of how you spend your money this week. Okay, I'm going to quickly get your love reading. Please bear with me. Okay, Taurus, let's have a look at what's going on for love for you then this week. So there's a King of Swords around you. This could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius individual, King of Swords. King of Swords are also extraordinarily kind of black and white thinkers. This is very much a traditionalist. Really good communicator, though, is the King of Swords. So this might be somebody who's really good communicationally wise with you, or someone who's communicating with you. King of Swords energy. Sometimes they can be emotionally disconnected, though, sometimes when there's a king. So, sorry, when there's a King of Swords. Let's have a look at the next card. Oh, okay. I think that somebody's telling you that they want to be commit, because the Nine of Coins in the reverse means I don't want to be single anymore. And this King of Swords energy is somebody who's communicating. So I think someone's going to communicate with you, Taurus, that they now are ready to commit. They don't want to kind of have a relationship that is non-exclusive. But they're moving very, very, very slowly. That's the problem. This person will communicate and say, look, I want to commit now. I'm ready. Nine of Coins reversed. I'm ready now to move in with you, for example, or I'm ready now to take the relationship to the next stage. I'm ready now for us to become a proper item, whatever the case is. But I think with the Knight of Coins being the slow movement card, it almost feels like they say one thing, but they do another. They move really, really slowly on that. So they're not really... And also, this is the Nine of Coins. Can you see that they hold the 10th coin in their hand? But they're holding it back. They're holding back on completing the transaction between the both of you. Very, very interesting. What's the next one? Strength. Some of you guys need to have strength, maybe. Okay. Oh, Three of Swords energy. So I think that some of you guys are feeling a great deal of hurt here, because this is strong. And the Three of Swords is like hurt, feeling a great deal of strength. I'm sorry, feeling a great deal of hurt. Strength can also be the overcoming as well. But I feel that there's a lot of hurt here showing up with that strength in the Three of Swords. I think that's you guys are strongly disappointed as well. Three of Swords is disappointment, and this can be strong. So I think that because someone says, yeah, I want to commit, I want to, you know, properly commit to you. I don't want to be the wide boy anymore. Nine of Coins in the upright is the person who can have a relationship, but they don't necessarily want to admit that they've got a relationship, you know. This is the type of person that takes you to see their friends, maybe, or, you know, they take you, you know, to lunches or dinners or parties, but they'll never say that you're the girlfriend or the boyfriend, you know. It's, this is my mate. They'll have sex with you, but then they go home on their own, you know, that type of thing, yeah. But in the reverse, this is someone who says, you know what, I want to be in a proper relationship now. I want to commit now. And this person being the King of Swords, a speaker, communicate, could be an air sign, doesn't have to be. Simply that I think that this person has some very firm ideas as well. So I feel that this person, and because they're not doing it, they're not completing the transaction, being that knight, being very slow, holding back on that coin, from putting it into the hand of the Nine of Coins woman. Can you see? She's the 9 coins, but the 10th coin belongs to the knight. He's not giving it up, though. That's the problem. So this person, air sign or not, is communicating with you and saying, and they're communicating very strongly with that King of Swords, because kings are rooted in earth. So he is ruled by earth. So any idea, he's ruled by earth and air. So he's earth of air or something like that. But the ideas that this King of Swords forms, he's got ideas. So the King of Swords is all about ideas, all right? Because he's ruled by earth, he's forming those ideas. And the ideas that he's forming, he's putting it out into the world. So he's putting it out to you, and he's saying, Taurus, I want to commit. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't seal the deal because he's still holding on to the 10th coin. That would make this a 10 of coins, completion of the act. Doesn't do it though. Holds back, too slow. And some of you guys are feeling strongly disappointed with the Three of Swords. Probably at that. Let's have a look at the next one, Taurus. Some of you guys really are thinking about, you know what, I want to leave this douchebag, man. I'm walking away. 8 of Cups energy, all right? 6 of Cups. But it feels to me that you are reminiscing, because you're not walking away from the past, because this person's very much probably in your present, but you are strongly disappointed, and some of you guys want to walk away. But also, the 6 of Cups actually is the card about illusion. It's like a 7 of Cups, because she's like, he loves me not, he loves me not. She's like, oh, look at his little face, oh, look. And there's 2 cups here. Can you see the 2 of Cups on the table? He's like, oh man. And then the 3 of Cups up here, showing here, you know, the partnership, you know, the connection, you know. And you know, often you'd sit by yourself, and then the Ace of Cups here is all love around you, and you're kind of, oh man, he loves me. Oh, look at his beautiful face. Oh man, I'm looking at this lovely message. Oh, it's love. But can you see how the 8 of Cups is walking past that and saying, oh, bullshit, man. Oh, bullshit, man. This is a load of shite. He doesn't love me. This has all been an illusion. You're actually just kind of walking away from the illusion of this relationship. You're strongly feeling that because you're strongly hurt. You're strongly disappointed in this person's actions. They'll tell you one thing, but they don't do it. Yeah, 8 of Coins in the reverse. No longer investing. No longer committing is the 8 of Coins in the reverse showing here. Fall in the reverse. Reluctancy. Fall reverse. Don't want to take a risk. Not investing. Not taking a risk. Fall in the reverse. The goal, the world energy, cycle, completing the cycle, doesn't want to complete the cycle, not taking a risk. So I think that all of this energy here is this King of Swords. And I think this energy here, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think these 4 cards are you, Taurus. 8 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Strength, and the 3 of Swords. I think that they're you. All right, because what I'm getting here is I've got someone here telling you, and they're adamant with it, because when the King of Swords has an idea and he really believes in it and it takes shape, he tells it to you, he says it with such promise and honesty, you would never think. And he's also meant to be quite moral. So I think that this person, I'll be honest with you, Taurus, I think they mean what they say. You know, preliminarily wise, I think this person means what they say, because he shows us an upright king. He doesn't show us necessarily lying. He doesn't show us necessarily talking a load of bullshit to you. He's in the upright. So this should be somebody who's quite moral and quite honest at the best of times. But this person being quite moral and honest will tell you when he's really feeling it deep down in his soul. Oh man, Taurus, you know what? I'm sick of being on my own. I want to be with you. I want to be in this relationship with you, Taurus. I love you. You know what? Going home and not seeing you there, you know, it's too much. I've got to have you in my life, baby. I've got to have us together. But then when it comes to it, he's like, oh man, oh no. Do I really want to do it? Oh, fucking hell, man. I don't really want to put that pentacle into her purse, man. I don't really want to complete the transaction. I don't want to seal the deal. I want to keep the 10th pentacle away from the 9. I don't want to seal the deal with them. Not really. I felt it at the time, but I don't really. Because he felt it. This is why you're strongly disappointed. Because the way that this person would say it to you, Taurus, is so emphatically. Because he's the King of Swords in the upright, so he's always going to say things with conviction and honesty. Yeah? This person is always going to say things with conviction and honesty. And that's why you're deeply, with that strength energy, deeply, deeply disappointed in the 3 of Swords. So much so that you guys are realising this is bullshit. I think this is more realising with the 8 of Cups, kind of walking past that 6. There you were, sitting there and thinking, oh, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me. Oh my God, this is amazing. Look, oh, look at his face, look at his cheeks. Oh, look at us together at the pier. Ooh. Because he said this to you. He said, oh man, you know what, I want to be with you. And you're, oh, this is nice. But when this person takes too long, and when they're not completing and sealing the deal, when they're not moving in with you, or when they're not kind of, you know, showing you off to their parents and saying, this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend, this is when with the 8 of Cups, you start to see very clearly that this is all an illusion. I'm not investing in this anymore, you say, Taurus. Now, I'm walking away from this. I don't know whether you'll walk away from them, but you're certainly like, no, this is bullshit. What I realise, you say in these 2 cards is, this person does not want to commit, and they're too scared of completing this with me, the world. They're too scared. The Fool reverse is afraid. The Fool in the upright is fearless. In the reverse, he's like, oh, no, I don't think I'll go over the bridge. I don't think I'll go over the cliff, no. He's too scared, the world. He's too scared to come together with me. This person is too scared to do this. They're too scared to do this. Because this is the coming together. This is the completing of the cycle. The completing of the cycle in the world is your 9 and your Knight of Coins and your 9 of Coins. The bugger has held on to the 10th coin. He will not complete the transaction here. And he's too scared to complete the transaction here. And that's why you're pissed. Sorry, guys. But I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, they don't look really bad. This person doesn't, because the King of Swords... And I don't even feel that this person is emotionally detached. I don't get that sense. What I do get the sense of, and I think that this is more about you guys realising with that 8 walking past the 6, that this is just an illusion with this person. Because they are scared of commitment. They are scared of closing the deal with you. They're scared of moving into a new phase. And of course, the world is all about the new phase. So this person is very afraid to move into this new phase. That's why they won't commit. And that's why you walk past the 6, because you realise now that this is bullshit. That's why you go past the 6. You say, actually, I'm going to ignore all this. I had all this, he loves me bullshit. But you know what? Because this person takes too long to seal the deal with me, you know what? I'm going to ignore this. The 8 is ignoring the 6. They're not going into the 6. She's walking past the 6. She's taking her back and she's saying, you know, this is rubbish. Absolute rubbish, you know, because they do not want to commit and they are afraid of entering into this new phase with me. And that's what you know for sure. All right, let's have a look at what the love reading is saying to you. So in love, let's have a look. We've got, what do you have to say to love for Taurus? As I said, I don't think they're a bad person. I just think that they're very indecisive. And when it comes to actually doing something, because the world is the conclusion of the matter, we've got a Fool reverse. They don't want to go in there. They really don't want to go in there. They don't want to experience this new phase. The Fool starts, the world ends. But this person is starting fuck all. They're not starting any type of phase with you at all, Taurus. They don't want to do it because they're afraid. They are afraid, and you know that. You know that. And you're strongly disappointed because they came to you so emphatically. What is the advice you have for Taurus? Abundance is the first card for love. Okay. The world in the hands. Growth. So I think that abundance is going to grow. I think something will grow with you and this individual here. And it's going to be very powerful. All right. So abundance, growth and power. I think that there is abundance. I think that you have something with this person. I really do. I just feel that this person... I don't even feel that they need a nudge, Taurus. I just feel that they don't know what they want. I feel that they're afraid because this is something completely different for them. That world is a big leap. The Fool takes a leap of faith when he's in the upright. In the reverse, he's like, oh, no, I don't want to do it. No, what if I fall? What if it all goes wrong? So really, to be honest, try and cut them a bit of slack because I think that they are just afraid. I think they're just afraid. I think with the Fool being reversed, not wanting to go into the world, not wanting to go into the next phase of the relationship, they're just afraid. I think that they're afraid. Okay? That's what I think's happening here. I just think that there's fear. I think that's what it is, okay? But it's saying in love, you will have abundance. And this abundance that you both share together is going to grow. And it's going to be very powerful at some point. So maybe you just got to... I think you're right to do this. I think that you're right to kind of ignore the Six of Cups. Because that's where you're kind of tripping yourself up. That whenever they say to you, you know what? I'm going to be with you. We're going to be together as a couple. I'm going to move in with you. I'm going to do this. You start going to that Six of Cups where you're like, oh, he's going to move in, or oh, we're going to move to the next. Oh, I can just imagine us, because this is all about your imagination as well, especially on a depiction of the Six of Cups like this. It's all about the imagination. The Two of Cups is here, Three of Cups is here, Ace of Cups is, you know, here. She's got love all around her, you know, and she's looking and she's like, oh, look at his face. Oh, we're going to be together forever. You know, it's all that kind of childish naivety. And I think that you are starting to you're starting to recognize with this Eight of Cups energy more than anything, because the Eight of Cups is also about seeing things clearly. You're leaving behind the emotional kind of discontentment of the Eight, and you're starting to head towards the direction of this. She's walking past it, but I think with this Eight of Cups, it's more about an emotional recognition that you are being naive with this person here, because whilst they tell you that they want to make things far more kind of unified between the both of you, they don't do it. They take too slow, and they don't seal the deal because they hold on to the Pentacle. Instead of passing the Pentacle over to the Nine, they hold back from doing that. So they don't want to seal the deal. And also, for you guys, it's all about this person not committing. They're too scared to enter the next phase of the relationship. All right? But I feel more for you guys that this is more about, in a way, with this Eight of Cups and Six of Cups, recognizing your naivety more than anything. I think that you recognize your naivety, but I think at some stage, it depends on how you want to read that abundance and growth and power. But in love, you're going to have abundance, growth and power. So if it's not with this person, it will be with someone else. You're going to have an amazing relationship, Taurus, with someone. If it's not with this individual, I think it's definitely going to be with someone else, for sure. Okay, I love you guys loads. That's your reading for the week. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like your own private reading, you can just click on the link in the comment section or the end screen. Take care, sweethearts. Take care. Bye-bye.